Like notes through the hourglass, these are the songs of our lives. Welcome to another episode of Songs of Our Lives. I am Brad Rose. I am a musician, a composer, a writer, and a whole bunch of other things. I am the founder of Foxy, Digitalis, and I think about music and sound far more than is probably healthy. Every week I have on a guest who is somebody I know or like or am interested in, all of the above, and I talk to them about their lives and their creative practice through songs that have made an impression, left a mark, and everything in between. This week, I am really excited to have on Patrick Shiroishi, who is a regular on Foxy Digitalis. If you've read the site, paid any attention to the site in the last couple of years, Patrick has been all over it. He was the first guest on the Foxy Digitalis radio show on Radio Coyote that aired for about a year and a half. I've written about his stuff. I'm just a huge fan of everything Patrick does. And he has a new solo album out called I Was Too Young to Hear Silence. And it is phenomenal. It was recorded in one night in a parking garage in LA. We talk more about it in the interview portion of the show, and I can't recommend it enough. It's an incredible record, and it's one that it makes me really emotional whenever I listen to it. He's also a member of The Armed and is in a ton of other projects. He's just always doing stuff. And anytime I see that Patrick's involved in something, I want to hear it. I want to know about it because he's just, and for me, he is just an artist and musician that is of a stature where if he's involved, it is worth seeking out. And so having this conversation with him and talking to him about all these songs, it was so much fun. We got into some strange places. He introduced me to a bunch of music I wasn't familiar with. I can't thank him enough. And so, yeah, we recorded this a couple weeks ago on Zoom, had a great time. I hope you enjoy it. All right, my guest today is a composer, a saxophone player, a multi-instrumentalist, one of the hardest working people in show business. Everybody who's listening, I don't know, that sounds weird. Welcome to the show, Patrick Shiroishi.
Thank you.
Oh, man. All right, so I got to ask you got a new solo record coming out. And I really love it. And
Thank you.
The thing that really, I mean, there's a lot of things that struck me about it. One of it, so you recorded this all in one night, right? Like back a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Just the whole feeling of it, like that part of it, it feels super vulnerable, like very, and how does that feel for you? Like, is that,
I mean, I think when I did it, I was excited. So I've always wanted to record in like a super reverberant space.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've seen some like free jazz people do like shows in like a missile silo or like,
oh yeah,
down underground, and it just sounds so fucking awesome and crazy. And my good buddy actually, and fantastic organizer and musician, Noah Klein, I was talking to him about that, and he was like, oh, there's this parking garage in Monterey Park under this restaurant. And I was like, what? And I went, and it was like everything,
Yeah.
And so I went there and I tried to record something, like 11 p.m. maybe one night, and just to play around with acoustics and how it'd be with my horn.
Mm-hmm.
But some of the businesses were still open. And so a couple of guys, they came down and like, yo, you can't be doing this. I think the parking structure was like amplifying my sound to them.
Yeah, right.
And so they were like, cannot fucking do this. I was like, well, what time do you guys finish? And I think they were trying to like fuck with me. And they're like, we leave at, we're gone at like 1 a.m. who's gonna fucking come back at
Right.
1 a.m.? Fucking
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, for
So I came
sure.
back and then, set up a couple mics and then just kind of did one long improvisation and then left and went home.
That was gonna be one of my questions of whether it was if this was just all improvised or if it was stuff you'd
Yeah,
prepared.
so it was all improvised, kind of just, figuring out. And I think you can maybe even tell as you listen to it, like I'm kind of figuring out the space and then
Mm-hmm.
kind of evolving it as I went. And yeah, it was nice. I think it was a nice moment. I'm glad I captured it, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, I love. I too am a sort of sucker for interesting resonant spaces. A mutual friend of ours, Catherine Sikora, and I have had many
Yes.
conversations about this. She did that record a couple years ago that was recorded at the Brooklyn Navy Yard or something.
Shout out Catherine. Catherine is
Oh man,
under fucking rated.
dude,
I
so
think
underrated.
like they're one of the best people right now on the horn.
I
Like
could not agree
like
more.
no, like bar none. And I don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
If you're listening to this, listen,
yeah,
Catherine.
yeah,
If you don't already.
yeah, exactly. Um, so yeah, so I was really excited about that part of it, but just I don't know, it's a cool record. I also wanted to ask you, can you tell me a little bit about the art because I love the artwork too.
Yes, I also fucking love that. I'm a sucker for uh like nice artwork, and I've been very lucky um in the past. I've kind of asked like dear friends to kind of just do their thing.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't really like to give them instruction. It's kind of like, here's the music, you do your thing and then send it back to me, and this was no different. My dear friend from high school, actually, Nancy Kwan,
Oh wow.
we've been homies since high school, but she's been she's just like a rad person, and recently, maybe within the last decade, started getting into ceramics. And so they've made a couple like masks and stuff, and I really love them. And so I was like, this might be a cool pairing, like I
Yeah.
just love your work in general. And so I gave her the music, and then she came back with a couple of pieces, and that one just kind of immediately I gravitated towards. So she made both the body and the glass face,
Wow.
and then shot the photo, and I think
Yeah.
it really like captures the music.
I completely agree. Yeah. And
Um,
in a really surprising way too. It's like once I listened to like I saw the art first, obviously I was like, oh, that's really cool. And then listened to it, it's just somehow it all makes sense.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, no,
That's cool.
it's great.
You've known her that long. This is kind of a good segue, I guess, because we're gonna go all the way. We're gonna go back even further to start this. So let's go all the way back. And what is the first song that you remember?
All right, the first song I remember. Oh, okay. And just a disclaimer. So I have been. All of these selections have lyrics in them.
Okay, yeah,
When someone tells me song, I think of like words from
yes,
someone singing
sure.
it.
And
So
that's
not pieces. So no Coltrane or
okay.
Tyler or anything like that. Which it would be a totally different list, I'm sure.
Good.
All right.
Yeah,
So
and I love hearing because people interpret it different ways, which is whole
yeah,
again part of it. That's
yeah.
awesome. Okay, so first one, where do we start?
All right. So first one, there is this Japanese cartoon show called Doraemon. And so when I was a kid growing up, we'd have the TV on and, Sesame Street and stuff. Um, and my mom is from Japan. And so her brothers would send us VHS tapes of like cartoons that they would record. My aunt would record for us
Oh man,
and then fucking ship it over to us. And then I would be able to watch it.
that's awesome.
Right. And so Doraemon was like this like cartoon where there's like this cat who has a special pocket and can like pull out like gadgets and shit, like really cool shits,
That's
and then
awesome.
go on adventures or like figure shit out. And the song was there was a lot of good cartoons that they sent at this point, but the Doraemon song was like fucking clutch and
Yeah,
really catchy, I felt, and um yeah, it's so good.
yeah. Like this is one that I had no experience of.
Yeah.
But it still was very evocative. I mean, some of my earliest memories are like watching Saturday morning cartoons and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's, it's an adjacent vibe. Obviously, it's coming from Japan, so it's different. But it just, it made me want to go sit like it made me want to go sit like in front of the TV on a Saturday morning in my pajamas and watch cartoons.
Yeah. Yeah. And that melody is fucking great.
Oh my God. It would get stuck in my head. Like I listened to this a few times, and every time after I listened to it, it was just kind of dancing around. What do they sing? What are the words about? Do you even
I don't even fucking know. I gotta.
It doesn't matter, I guess.
Yeah, it's saying like I love Doraemon. That's like the chorus part.
Is that the name of the cat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the name.
Okay.
Doraemon, yeah.
That's awesome.
Dude, he had a fucked up story. Sorry, this is a tangent.
Oh no.
We'll go on. So he was like a blue. No, he was a yellow cat,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's scared of like mice, and you don't know. And then they describe it in this like origin movie. Some fucking mice came and like ate off his fucking ears.
Oh my God.
And I think he was so terrified, he cried, and then it like peeled his yellow fucking like he's a robot, his fucking like paint off, and then he became blue.
Wow.
So that's why he's just like a fucking round head. Anyways, everyone should check this shit out.
Yeah.
If you have kids will love it.
I know. I'm gonna have to show it to my kid. She's 10, so she'll be great, perfect audience, and she loves cats. So there we go.
There you go.
That's awesome. So, totally different tangent here. Do you consider yourself a crier?
Not necessarily. I feel like I feel things, but I rarely cry.
Yeah. Yeah. I
feel like I want to cry a lot, but I don't actually physically cry often.
Yeah. I cry a lot more since I had a kid, but it's one of those I feel it like right at the surface, like I'm about to cry, but I never quite get over the line to actually cry sometimes. But
yeah.
Well, what is the song that makes you cry or makes you feel like that?
Oh, so I gotta look at my fucking list. Oh yeah. Okay, so this was a different tangent. So I chose MDK by Magma.
Nice.
So since I'm not necessarily like a crier, so Magma's been like a huge inspiration, like a top 3 band of mine for as long as I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
And I never thought that I would see them live. They came a few years back to LA, and I think they just played like a 2-hour set, and I was super hyped. And then they started playing MDK. And I never thought I'd hear this. I was like, oh my God, it's fucking happening. and I shed a couple tears,
Absolutely. Oh,
at the Zool show. At the Zool show. I don't know.
No, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, this is one I hadn't listened to in a while, and I always, man, they are so good. And there's just something, I don't know, the whole thing is so like tight. It's like musically tight, but it's just in the performance. But then there's this sort of wild streak in it, and which to me, that's kind of what I think about. One of the things I think about with them is like that combination, how they walk that line is amazing.
Yeah,
and I can't believe this is almost 50 years old either.
Yeah, I mean that's fucking nuts. I mean, there's, they're getting old. Banner's getting old.
Yeah.
I hope they could put out a couple more records before, he can't play drum or anything. But yeah, just an incredible legacy of music, and
that is, I mean, just that kind of experience in general, experiencing a thing you never, that is so important to you and meaningful to you that you think you would never actually get to experience sort of in person. That's such a powerful experience. So
yeah, I was like determined, like even if they come to like the East Coast, like I would fly out specifically to see them. But they came to LA, and I was like, great,
there you go. Meant to be.
Yeah.
Well, on the kind of flip side of that, what's the song that always puts you in a better mood?
There's a lot of different choices, but I ultimately went with "Move On Up."
Oh man, yeah. This is a song. this could have been the answer to a number of questions because it's like one of the best songs ever.
Dude, that groove, the fucking horns.
Oh my god. Who's
Curtis?
Like one of the smoothest voice imaginable. And who's playing like who's doing the soul, like the sax on this? I don't even know. Is that
I don't know either. I've actually never. I'm really bad with like looking up credits unless it's like a weird band,
right? Because I was listening to the 9-minute version of this where it's just like, the last half is just a jam.
Yeah,
and it's this just makes you feel like life is going to be okay.
Yeah, such a groove.
And Curtis Mayfield, God. Whew. And I was thinking this is on his first record too. Like, imagine dropping
that cover is also iconic as fuck.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's just like, imagine dropping this on your first record, and then how do you ever? Yeah. I wonder
if I'm always interested in like artists who come out right out of the gates with like, what's considered, their magnum opus already, like.
Yeah.
Nas put out Illmatic, and then I feel like that fucking haunted him,
Right. It's like, well, and it's, it makes sense to a degree, because it's like the first record you've been working on forever, and you finally get the opportunity to make it. So it's like, okay.
Yeah.
But
my sophomore slump.
Yeah. And then it's like, oh shit, I got to write more songs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I always wonder that too. It's like if you release, like Lauryn Hill released like one of the greatest albums, and there's like, okay, fuck it.
I'm done.
I'm done.
That's also a flex.
Oh man, yeah.
And it's probably fucking feeding her still. Like that's.
She's still touring. 30 years later, and like, good for her. Yeah. Okay. Well, since it's not moving on up, what is objectively the greatest song of all time?
This was hard. I think I went with Hey Jude.
Yeah.
This was a Paul song, yeah? It has to be. Paul song.
Yeah, it's a Paul song written to his bandmate's son about his bandmate's divorce, which also feels like a flex.
I think that song, like the melody is just, it's so fucking good. It's so catchy, like you're instantly hooked. I think the arrangement and the chord progressions of everything is just like really Paul, it's like fucking weird. He's not trying to be weird. I think some of those like Beatles songs that he kind of spearheaded, it's so weird.
Yeah.
The chord, like, and it's like, but it just sounds so fluid.
That's a skill.
And then the gang vocals at the end,
Wow. Yeah. I was thinking about this.
Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that.
Oh, as soon as that na part comes, like everybody who's ever lived can sing along. And I always think about that too, because like I'm a sucker for like a wordless chorus. And it's and I think and I used to listen to Beatles records with my dad when I was a kid. Like I don't even remember. He tells me about, I would stay home. My mom, my sister would go to church, and I would stay home sick, and we would listen to Beatles records. I think like subliminally, this song is why I love those, like have this obsession with, and it's really hard to write a chorus like that that works and is so memorable.
Yeah.
And
there's some good punk songs like that, I gotta say.
Yeah, there's some good punk songs. The Mountain Goats, or John Darnielle's really good at it. There's some really good ones out there, but they all kind of are in the shadow of this. Yeah, no, can't argue with that. That's okay, on a totally different note here, what's the song that you used to love but now you think it's a bit cringeworthy?
All right, so growing up in high school, I didn't have really anyone to help show me music, so I'm like the firstborn, My parents were kind of in their own zones. My mom listened to a lot of classical and jazz, which was great. And my dad, I don't really know what he listened to, like Enya and shit like that, which is cool now, but, And so I really, screamo and emo was huge at that time.
Okay.
And I fucking got into it like 100%.
Uh-huh.
You know, freshman, sophomore
Right.
year, I was fucking in.
Yeah.
I wanted like the face piercings, you know. I got a spike belt, I think.
That feels like the perfect age for like to get into that. Like
Yeah,
I missed the like I when I was that age, like it didn't really exist or that I wasn't aware of it. Like so I
yeah, yeah,
that whole scene passed me by completely.
yeah. I would definitely deep in. Anyway, so you know, all of those, I think lyrics are quite bad. You know, I think it well, not bad. It definitely captures that time. You
Right.
know, they're probably all 16 to 20, maybe,
Yeah.
right? And the cool thing is to like wear your heart on your sleeve, like times 50,
Yeah.
you know? And there were a lot of bad lyrics. Um, that's not to say I will not listen to them and know all the words. I kind
Yeah.
of went back and I was like, I still fucking know the melody of the fucking
Right.
words. God, man.
Yeah.
It's just fucking in there. Um,
So
yeah,
what's
so I chose Finch, What It Is to Burn.
so yeah, this is one I never heard. This is one of
Okay.
the ones
I fucking love this song. God damn.
I I can't one of the I did the part that I like really liked is how the way it starts off, it does it and again not knowing what this was. And
Yeah.
then when it's like, oh wait, holy shit, wait, we're doing something totally different here.
Yes.
I was like,
Yeah.
but I love that kind of thing. I love music that
Totally.
like throws you like for a curve and like just
Yeah.
yeah.
I will say I think the song is really well written. I think it's like the melody is very strong.
It
And
is.
see, I was watching a live video with my friend Dylan. We were at his house. I don't know why we started watching, but it was like they were on like Fallon or Kimmel or something, and they were singing or they were doing this song.
Oh wow.
And man, they sounded pretty fucking good.
Man.
Like, dude who was singing like was screaming his fucking dick off, and then coming back and like singing the melody like really
That's impressive.
on key. And I was like, God damn, I can scream for like 5 seconds and my throat hurts.
Right, exactly. My
And I'm
voice
like,
is
all
going.
right, I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
That's a talent. That's a
I think it is. I think it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I know so little about like screamo stuff that yeah. But this was cool. Like I don't know. I thought it was like I was really surprised at how melodic it was. It's very anthemic, which is a a thing that I'm again I'm a sucker for that kind of thing. Kind of goes along with the na thing.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. So you were super into. So did you get all the face piercings and stuff?
I didn't. Thankfully, my parents were like, "Nah, fuck that." You know, I'm sure I wanted like some tattoos and shit.
Yeah.
Which, you know, as you could tell, I have zero.
Yeah.
And you know, I think it worked out for how it was supposed to work out.
Yeah. Well,
Also, you can't go into hot springs if you have tattoos in Japan.
really?
That is a deal breaker for me. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that. Well, I don't have any either, so I'm safe.
There you go. You're safe.
I'm safe. All right. Well, on sort of a 45-degree angle here, what's a song that most people don't like, most people hate, but you love it?
All right. So I did a tangent, like
Okay.
you kind of said.
Yeah.
So this was based off of my house.
Yeah. That's
So I am a huge fan of black metal.
okay.
I love it a lot. My wife does not, you know, and I totally get it. So I picked a black metal band, Yellow Eyes.
Mm-hmm.
The song is Sick with Bloom, and I kind of just wanted to shout them out. I fucking love that band. I've been listening to them for like since their inception, and I got to play a festival with them maybe like 2 years ago,
Hell yeah.
and it was everything. They sounded better than I thought. They're super fucking nice. I've gotten to see them. They came to LA. The brothers came out to like a Tubby show that I played when I was on tour last year, and we got to hang and drink. But they just write really fucking incredible riffs and songs. I think it's just like each song is like, you know, 1,000 fucking riffs, but they somehow like just flow so well. Like it's just expertly put
Mm-hmm.
together. I was talking to the bass player and he was like, yeah, there's no fucking key center. So learning the songs are kind of
Wow.
hard because you have to know the riff quite well, to jump
Right.
in and out. And I don't know, I think they're just really a fantastic fucking band that writes songs, you know?
Yeah, so this was another one I didn't know. Like I don't know, metal's not a thing I listen to much.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this was outside of my area of expertise, but it fucking rips. It is.
This album, I think is fucking quite up there.
And
their whole discography is quite beautiful, but this one for me, I was like, fucking blew my balls off.
I'm gonna have
wow.
to. Yeah, I want to listen to the whole thing because like I love how. I mean, thinking of all the different riffs and stuff, but also how like the drums are going 1,000 miles per hour, but then it feels like the guitars are going at like a quarter speed, but in rhythm, like, and it's like all these different layers that seem like they shouldn't fit, but it fits.
Yeah, and the fucking harmonies, the guitars,
yeah, it's unreal, and and then it just, and this also kind of had that like atmospheric beginning, and then just like
yeah, they use a lot of like field recordings to kind of go in and out of their song transitions, and it's just really well put together, really well thought out. I feel like some of the field recordings, like, if I hear the like 5 seconds of it, I was like, oh, we're on this song.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I was like, nope.
This was one that there's a couple things, or at least one thing on here that I'd never heard before, and I wish I'd still never heard it, but this was one I was like, oh man, I am stoked to like know about this now finally and dig in. So
oh yeah.
And I totally can relate to the can't listen to it in the house on the speakers when other people are home. Okay, so completely different tangent with this because if based on the song, what is the most romantic song?
Boyz II Men, I'll Make Love to You.
Yeah, I can't really argue with that.
No. Woo.
Man, I when they came out, my sister was super into them. I was really into hair metal at the time.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that Cooley High Harmony came out like 6 months before Nevermind, and then Nevermind just changed my whole trajectory. But
yeah.
I came back to Boyz II Men, I don't know, it was like 7, 8, 9 years ago, and it's like, fuck, this is unreal. And God, Michael McCreary's bass, the voice.
Dude, those boys can fucking sing.
Whew. Yeah.
God damn. Yeah, those harmonies.
Yeah, this is
how they made Pet Sounds like just the acapella version.
Yeah.
They should do that for the fucking the Boyz II Men songs.
No kidding. Yeah, I mean, especially because like this is a good example of where it's like, yeah, there's some accompaniment on there, but is it really adding anything really to just let them sing?
Oh yeah. That's not.
It's a awesome song, and just I don't know, and they're still around too. I think they're still. Well, I read that Michael McCreary had to leave for health reasons. So
shit.
Yeah, so I don't know who's bringing that super smooth, beautiful bass, but
yeah, I mean that's a tough role to fill.
Yeah, that's not many people can sing in that register. Jesus. Yeah. Well, what are some of your favorite lyrics, whether it's a song or just like a line in a song?
All right, so this one gave me trouble. Even this morning, I was like, what the fuck am I gonna sing? So at first, I was gonna go with I should have told you this earlier, sorry.
Oh, that's fine.
So I was gonna go with the Hot 97 freestyle from Black Thought.
Yeah.
Just incredible 10 fucking minutes.
That thing is like a work of art. I don't know how that is real.
I don't know if he fucking definitely freestyled that or wrote it, but just the sheer execution.
Yeah.
That shit was insane. I remember when it first came out, that shit blew my fucking mind.
Yeah. I remember the first time I saw it, just by the end of it, just my jaw was just sitting there, just like, oh my God, what did I just witness?
Oh, it was just There's pre-Kardashian Kanye fucking killed me that line.
Oh.
Um,
there's
but then I started, yeah,
there's so many
I
good
started
lines in
thinking
there.
about like different rappers, and then I thought maybe I'll pivot to like Doom because Doom has a huge place in my heart, and like
Yeah.
some of the bars that he has are just so fucking funny. Um, uh, just like on Beef Rap and the Mad Villain. I think Mad Villain is a perfect record. The Mad
Mm-hmm.
Villainy record is fucking perfect.
100%.
But then there's like new guys like Earl and Billy Woods,
Oh
and
man, yeah.
I don't know. So I was in a huge conundrum. So I ended up with Kendrick Lamar's For Free.
Okay. Yeah.
Stick in free.
That's a good one too. Yeah. It's hard.
Because K Dot is, he's the one.
Yeah.
I think of my generation, like I think we're the same age, which is kind of fucked up. But
Wow. Yeah. I don't know how old you are. I know I'm older than you, but I think it's
yeah.
Yeah. When I see like people it's like dudes like him, or I mean there's tons of people where I'm like, God, you're like a lot young, not a lot younger than me, but and you've reached this level that I could never even dream of reaching in my entire life. It's like of sort of artistry and
Yeah.
He's one of them.
And the fucked up thing is, I think he's getting better.
I know.
A lot of these people are getting better. Like that, the new one that he put out, 2 years ago, 1 year ago.
Yeah.
Therapy one was incredible.
That's one of those. Like he's definitely one of those people where he puts out a record and it blows your mind, and you can't. And it's one of those. Kind of what we were talking about. Curtis Mayfield releasing that in your first record, and like with him, you think like, oh my God, how this is it? How are you ever going to top this? Like, and then somehow he does, and then
no. But for all of them, I think Good Kid, or even going back to Section 80, I think the Section 80 High Power is my favorite song, maybe by him.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it was like one of the first things. But like Good Kid, Mad City, I think has a space in my heart, and that might be my favorite album list. But like he definitely, Butterfly came out, that kind of was huge, right. And he definitely went this whole new direction and still rep the West Coast, which I love. And then, he's evolving. And I think the cool thing about his works too is, you listen to it, blows your mind. Awesome.
Right.
But then like his fucking lyrics, like, you go back into it like a year later and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I didn't even.
Yeah.
And not to say that not all rappers do this. There are definitely a ton, But I don't know. The way he does it is like kind of special, I think.
Yeah. No, I think so. I think it's. Yeah, and like to the effect the way you were saying, it's he never just. It's like he'll do something so well, and then he will be like, okay, now I'm gonna do something else. Like, and that I have so much respect for that. I mean, you do however you want to do it. Like, I mean, I love Phil D Block, and he's done the same thing for 60 years. Like, but he does it better than anybody, and so it's like, there's multiple ways to do it. But I think with Kendrick, it's man, I don't know. So that's awesome. But God, that Black Thought freestyle too, though. Whew.
I mean that shit was fucked up. That was fucked up. Really good. I feel like Black Thought is kind of underrated as like I feel like he gets a lot of notoriety for the Roots stuff, for being in the Roots, but like feel like as a standalone MC, I mean, or maybe he is, I don't know. I feel like he deserves more praise,
I think so. I can see that too. But then at the same time, I'm all like, I don't know what the fuck's going on in the world, so maybe he's super well respected and I'm just an idiot.
Sometimes I feel like, some field recordings of like fucking birds chirping is like fucking incredible. So,
Right. Yeah. What the hell do I know?
Yeah. What the fuck do I know?
None of us know anything, and that's.
But who cares what we think?
We're just trying to make it through. What's a cover song that's better than the original?
All right, this I might get some pushback from this, but the cover of Under Pressure by the Blood Brothers.
I'd forgot all about this.
That fucking yeah.
This is how you but this is exactly how you should cover like a massive song that everybody knows. Like,
yeah,
this is how you do it, because you just like tear it apart and just shred it. And yeah, but I think I think it's also kind of funny because I do think they kind of capture the spirit of the like original song, because it's like
they totally do, and they make it their own. Like, it sounds like a fucking Blood Brothers song.
It does.
You know, it sonically is everything that they do. It's a fucking bop. It's a fucking bop.
It is. No, I think I even remember when I first heard it. It took me, even knowing what it was, it took me a minute to realize, no, it really is a cover of this song, because it's really, you might get some pushback.
I also love that band in high school.
Blood Brothers.
Yeah.
I never had it. They're like one of those bands that was always kind of just on the radar, and whenever I would hear them, I was like, yeah, this is cool, but I don't know their catalog at all.
Yeah.
But I do remember this.
Pretty fucking.
Man, I need more time in the day to. That's the thing. I do these things, and
that's the thing. Yeah.
It's like, I want to listen to this. Well, you don't have fucking time because you got 16 deadlines piling up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, what is the sexiest song? And I'm pretty sure
yes.
I'm pretty sure your pick is. So we did an episode of this for the Patreon where Nina Dante interviewed me and I answered all of these. I'm pretty sure we have the same pick.
Hell yeah, you have good taste. Untitled by D'Angelo.
Yeah.
Yo, that era of D'Angelo, Voodoo D'Angelo. Yo, I would probably quit music too.
Yeah. And the fucking crazy. Then however many years, and he comes back out of nowhere in December and it's fucking incredible too.
Yeah.
But yeah, Voodoo is perfect album, like start to finish. And this song, it was funny when I sent my picks to Nina. I didn't send the like actual music video of this because just I didn't want to. It's like I don't want to sway you because it's like you want And I know that.
Make sure you pick the video version for my list.
Okay, yeah. But even like just oh my god, like that the groove and his falsetto. Oh my god. Whew.
I think that time for like maybe Neo Soul, but like the Soulquarian like unit during that time, I think is like I don't know, it's up there. It's like pretty unparalleled. Everyone was doing their thing. Like, the fucking lineup is insane. Like fucking Mama's Gun came out. The Roots album, Things Get.
Yeah. It's on the tip of my tongue, but yeah.
the Things album, fucking like Water for Chocolate. God, just fucking Mos Def and Talib was on there. Dilla. I don't know, man. That's
there's something going on in those couple years there where I don't know, but yeah, man, I love this. Like, yeah. Every time I listen to this, it's like, oh, I gotta
fall down. Things fall down.
There you go. That was it. I figured. I thought you'd get it. I wanted to. I don't know.
Thanks.
No. Fuck God, this song. Whew.
Yeah.
I need a minute. Okay. Thinking about D'Angelo.
I think the good thing is too, like within like 10 seconds.
Oh.
Like just that fucking guitar riff.
Yeah.
You already know. Pants are coming off.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of babies been conceived to this song through the years.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, we're coming down the home stretch here. Got the two big ones left.
Yeah.
What's the song that means the most to you?
All right. So I chose Crossfire by Napalm, the vocalist and songwriter in Hiatus Coyote. Insane musician. But this song is me and my wife's song.
Oh, wow. Hell yes.
Our first dance was the song, and we would send it to each other occasionally.
Oh man, that's awesome. That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a fucking fire song. And then it like yeah, the second half is yeah,
So this is
really
this is another one that I'd never heard. I'd never
yeah,
heard, and like stopped me in my tracks.
yeah.
I put it on, was kind of doing something, and I was just like, oh wait a minute. Um, this is yeah, and God, when she like her voice, whew, when
Yeah,
she
really.
when she gets down in like that lower register, especially, I'm just oh
Yeah,
so good.
like vocally is all over the place, which is insane.
Yeah,
Just really that song. And then it goes into I Am So Into You at the end. Ooh,
I know.
that nostalgia. Damn.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. That's a great song. That's like a great song for that to be your song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Come to the end here. Patrick Shiroishi, what is your favorite song?
All right. So my favorite song, this also gave me a lot of anxiety. As you know, there are many good songs, and I didn't know what to do. So I chose Earthlings by Anteloper.
Yeah.
Just to say, you know, rest in peace, Dave Branch. Fucking Jason Nazary is, you know, one of the best drummers I feel like in the scene right now, and should not have to fucking work ever again for what he's done for the drums. And
100%.
I thought that Antelope album was quite special, you know. And I think that this was the first song. Well, no, never mind, because Jamie was kind of singing like in the Fly or Die stuff already. But yeah, the Earthling song was kind of a bop, you know, like a first like in my remembrance, like, you know, with like a fully like verse chorus vibe, you know. And
it's been like tough but cathartic and wonderful, like listening to Jamie the last year, like her like but this, I feel like this song, that album is so good, but this song, it seems to really distill so much of her essence like into a song, and it's what made her so fucking special. I and 100% agree on Jason. My God, like anytime I see a record that it's like so and so with Jason Nazary, oh okay, well this is gonna be awesome. I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna rule.
Yeah, but Anteloper was especially just
yeah.
Well,
I mean, you know, I forget. I just went to like a funeral for like a close college friend, you know, and yeah, you know, they say it in fucking songs all the time, but like time is not promised, or you know, whatever it is. I don't know. I forget about that a lot of the times, you know, like just kind of like, all right, I'm gonna do my shit. I'm gonna write music today. Maybe I'll just like watch this fucking binge show or whatever the fuck, which is totally fine. And I think we do need that as well. But you know, something could fall from the sky and like crush us in our like whatever the fuck we're driving, and then fucking something happens.
There's a Joanna Newsom song that is one of my favorite songs, and part of it is she talks about how like part of the message in it is you think you have all this time to tell the people that you love them, but then you don't.
Yeah.
And you keep saying like, oh, I can do it tomorrow, and then something happens, and it's so
side tangent. Do we think Joanna's coming back with new music?
Yes. I don't know anything full, like I don't know, but she played earlier this year and played all new shit.
Oh fuck! I know it was all new shit.
I think, or maybe not all new shit, but there was a lot of new shit, and it was on YouTube for a while. I don't know if it's still there, but and
we're ready,
and it was all fucking. I mean,
yeah, I'm gonna wait for the studio versions.
Yeah, I'm. Oh God, that's my hope for 2024 is the new Joanna Newsom. Yeah. Like Joanna Newsom is going to save us all. There we go. No pressure.
I think that's also someone who's kind of had. This was like a way back tangent, but like Kendrick kind of like
Yeah.
creating themselves musically.
Like every album.
Just like from the Milk to Yes, totally different, to fucking Have One on Me, which is totally fucking sonically.
Oh my God. Yeah. It takes, God, just, I don't know. It takes so much courage to do that, I think, to like,
Yeah,
especially when you have success at doing this one thing and then just be like,
yeah.
okay, never mind. Like,
Yeah.
um, yeah. So,
It's also cool. I mean, I feel like that shit does take time because, like, I
yeah,
would want many more records by both of them.
right.
But yeah, to reinvent yourself,
Yeah.
that's not something that happens in a year, you
No.
know?
Yeah. So there we go. That should be my final question. What are you most looking forward to? What song? Whatever's the first song on the new Joanna. It's hopefully gonna come out next year.
That's the one. Yeah. Fuck the song. I want the whole album.
Oh my God. That's yeah. If that promo shows up in my inbox anytime in the net, anytime, I'm just gonna
send that shit over to your boy.
If anybody from Drag City is listening, I won't do that.
Yeah, no, I don't share.
Yeah.
I don't even know your name.
Yeah, who are you? How did we get here? What the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
Well, Patrick, this has been a fucking blast.
Awesome, thanks.
Okay, so you got your new record coming out called I Was Too Young to Hear Silence on American Dreams. That's November something, 10th.
November 10th, I believe. Mm-hmm.
You're about to head back out on tour with the Armed again?
Yeah, we're doing West Coast, East Coast, Midwest, short stints, October, November, December. Doing a couple shows with Wild Up toward the end of the year. And yeah, just plugging along.
Well, I will put links to all that stuff in the show notes. Everybody needs to go check out the new record. Go see the Armed if they're in your city. And man, and doing stuff with Wild Up, God, like I said, hardest working man in show business. So now go spend the rest of your day binge watching. So I'm just kidding.
Oh, there we go. Exactly. Yeah. Oh, for sure.
All right, Patrick. Thanks a ton, man.
All right. Thank you so much.
Once again, 1,000 thanks to Patrick for taking the time for doing this. He was about to head out on the road again with the Armed shortly, a few days, I think, after we recorded this. So I, kind of got in on his little bit of downtime, but it was fun. It was awesome. I Was Too Young to Hear Silence is on American Dreams. Link is in the show notes. I really recommend checking it out. And, and if you're not familiar with Patrick's stuff, you can't go wrong with any of it. This is a great place to start, but his last couple of solo records have just been great. And go on his Bandcamp page, poke around. You'll find something that really gets you. All right, you can of course find Foxy Digitalis at foxydigitalis.zone. You can find me all over social media. Just look for Foxy Digitalis. I'll be there. You can also support the site, support this show on Patreon, patreon.com/foxydigitalis. With these shows, you get an extra bit with each episode. It's kind of it's the juicy part, maybe. I don't know. It's just a little bit more, and it's a lot of fun. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff on the Patreon. So, for as little as $5 a month, it really helps keep things going. And everybody who's on there, I appreciate y'all so much. Look for the link also that has a link to a playlist of Patrick's picks. There's so many good songs in there. And if you, like me, weren't familiar with some of it, you're going to want to spend some time with that playlist because you're probably going to find some tunes and some projects that you're going to want to know more about. So otherwise, I'm going to stop talking. I hope everybody's good. And until next time, keep on listening to whatever the hell you want.